sink through the ocean where the sunlight never falls. The pressure wraps around me like invisible stone walls. The creatures here have no eyes, yet they always find my trail. The current pulls me deeper past the point beyond the veil. The shipwrecks hold their secrets in their iron ribcage tight. Whole civilization swallowed quietly by the night. My lungs have learned to breathe in what was never meant for air. I found a kind of freedom in a world beyond repair. The surface was a promise that kept shrinking in my view. The salt water erased me till I barely had a clue. I chased the bleeding coral through the labyrinth below, and fed the hungry darkness everything I used to know. The tide became my heartbeat, and the abyss became my home. The deeper that I traveled was the more I felt alone. No anchor ever held me, and no lighthouse ever shined. Just fathoms of forever swallowing what I left behind. I sink through the ocean where the sunlight never falls. The pressure wraps around me like invisible stone walls. The creatures here have no eyes, yet they always find my trail. The current pulls me deeper past the point beyond the veil. The shipwrecks hold their secrets in their iron ribcage tight. Whole civilization swallowed quietly by the night. My lungs have learned to breathe in what was never meant for air. I found a kind of freedom in a world beyond repair. The surface was a promise that kept shrinking in my view. The salt water erased me till I barely had a clue. I chased the bleeding coral through the labyrinth below, and fed the hungry darkness everything I used to know. The tide became my heartbeat, and the abyss became my home. The deeper that I traveled was the more I felt alone. No anchor ever held me, and no lighthouse ever shined. Just fathoms of forever swallowing what I left behind. I rise from the ashes of 1,000 broken wars. My name etched in lightning on the universe's doors. Mountains hold their breath when my silhouette appears, forged in ancient fire, made of iron and the fears. Enemies kneel quietly before they even know. Thunder shakes the heavens every footstep that I throw. Stone remembers conquest carved in centuries of time. I carry every battle like a hymn and a crime. Raise the steel cathedral from the remnants of disgust. Black lightning surrounds me I wander through the desert where the ancient cities sleep. The sand to swallow columns that were once 1,000 feet. The wind carves hollow faces in the limestone and the clay. Whole dynasties of glory slowly crumbling away. The scorpion navigates the ruins like a general in command. The sun hammers its judgment on the vast and brittle land. My shadow stretches longer than the monuments I pass. I walk among the broken like a ghost behind the glass. The pharaoh and the servant share the same forgotten tomb. The conqueror and the conquered breathe the same eternal gloom. I trace the faded hieroglyphs that covered every gate and read the same inscription. Every civilization's fate. The oasis I was chasing kept retreating like a dream. Nothing in the wasteland is exactly what it seems. No compass points to meaning in this ocean made of sand, just bones of dead ambition, slowly swallowed by the land. I wander through the desert where the ancient cities sleep. The sand to swallow columns that were once 1,000 feet. The wind carves hollow faces in the limestone and the clay. Whole dynasties of glory slowly crumbling away. The scorpion navigates the ruins like a general in command. The sun hammers its judgment on the vast and brittle land. My shadow stretches longer than the monuments I pass. I walk among the broken like a ghost behind the glass. The pharaoh and the servant share the same forgotten tomb. The conqueror and the conquered breathe the same eternal gloom. I trace the faded hieroglyphs that covered every gate and read the same inscription. Every civilization's fate. The oasis I was chasing kept retreating like a dream. Nothing in the wasteland is exactly what it seems. No compass points to meaning in this ocean made of sand, just bones of dead ambition, slowly swallowed by the land. Beneath the fractured ceiling where the moonlight cuts the floor, I trace the architecture of a life worth nothing more. The curtains trap the autumn and the windows seal the gray. Each breath arrives like borrowed time that no one chose to pay. The ghosts assemble nightly at the entrance of my chest. They carry all the evidence of every failed request. I built a tower reaching past the altitude of grief, a monument to everything that never brought relief. The trembling starts at midnight when the temperature descends and wraps itself around the parts that nobody ever mends. The visions bleed like watercolors, drowning in the rain. Each sleeping hour delivers its particular refrain. Darkness pulls the furniture and rearranges every thought, replacing tender memories with battles never fought. Invisible, the heaviness that anchors every step. A cathedral made of fragile things that consciousness is kept. knows exhaustion wears the texture of a garment soaked in stone. The particular specific way to breathe and through alone. Each sunrise finds the remnants of a turbulence inside, where nameless apprehension makes us comfortable abode. The marrow understands a language spoken without sound, the resonance of emptiness reverberating underground. Abandoned by the versions of the future that collapse, the present tense becomes a burial of everything elapsed. No scripture offers passage through the territory felt, no compass navigates the cause of circumstance as dealt. The pillow absorbs evidence of everything endured. The ceiling witnesses the past, the daylight keeps obscured. Suffering requires no audience, no witness and no stage, just the architecture of a man dissolving page by page. The pharaoh walks in silence through the temple of the dead. 1,000 golden serpents wrapped around his hollow head. The hieroglyphs are bleeding through the alabaster stone. Every symbol screaming of a king who died alone. The scorpion bows to no one in the shadow of the Sphinx. It carries ancient venom older than the gods it thinks. The torchlight reads the warnings carved by hands now turned to clay. Every curse was written for a king who wouldn't stay. The oasis shimmered golden just a mile from where I stood. I crossed the burning nothing like I always knew I could. The water kept retreating every desperate step I gave. The palm trees were a painting and the sand became my grave. The hieroglyphs had warned me in the language of the lost, that every desert vision comes with an eternal cost. The scorpion was watching from the moment I arrived. A pharaoh without kingdom never truly has survived. The pharaoh walks in silence through the temple of the dead. 1,000 golden serpents wrapped around his hollow head. The hieroglyphs are bleeding through the alabaster stone. Every symbol screaming of a king who died alone. The scorpion bows to no one in the shadow of the Sphinx. It carries ancient venom older than the gods it thinks. The torchlight reads the warnings carved by hands now turned to clay. Every curse was written for a king who wouldn't stay. The oasis shimmered golden just a mile from where I stood. I crossed the burning nothing like I always knew I could. The water kept retreating every desperate step I gave. The palm trees were a painting and the sand became my grave. The hieroglyphs had warned me in the language of the lost, that every desert vision comes with an eternal cost. The scorpion was watching from the moment I arrived. A pharaoh without kingdom never truly has survived. I moved through the concrete where the street lights bleed pale. My name rides a cold wind like a ghost on the trail. The city holds still when my silhouette lands. I built every kingdom with my bare, empty hands. Opponents stay distant, but they feel when I'm near. The air changes weight when my presence is clear. The pavement keeps records of the roads that I claim. I walk with the silence of a man without shame. Allegiance is fragile when the stakes become real. Companions turn hollow, chasing something to steal. I've seen the worst faces, wearing innocent skin. Learned early the devil always enters his kin. Dark smoke behind me, every empire I raise. Iron in my bloodstream and the cold in my gaze. No metal on my chest, but the respect never breaks. A shadow in the fire, and the power never fades. I move through the concrete, where the street lights bleed pale. My name rides the cold wind like a ghost on the trail. The city holds still when my silhouette lands. I built every kingdom with my bare, empty hands. Opponents stay distant, but they feel when I'm near. The air changes weight when my presence is clear. The pavement keeps records of the roads that I claim. I walk with the silence of a man without shame. Allegiance is fragile when the stakes become real. Companions turn hollow, chasing something to steal. I've seen the worst faces, wearing innocent skin. Learned early the devil always enters his kin. Dark smoke behind me, every empire I raise. Iron in my bloodstream and the cold in my gaze. No metal on my chest, but the respect never breaks. A shadow in the fire, and the power never fades. Through the kingdoms where no army dared to go. My sword cuts through the darkness and my banners blaze below. The mountains of Persia bent their peaks before my feet. I turned 1,000 empires into rubble and defeat. My horse and I are thunder rolling over foreign sand. No border ever held me back from claiming every land. The generals of the east looked in my eyes and dropped their crown. I was not born to stop until the whole world was my town. They said the knot was endless till I drew my blade and cut. They said the east was unconquered till I forced the gate to shut. I named the rivers after me and cities bear my seal. Every stone I ever placed became a monument of steel. From Macedonia's valleys to the edges of the dome, I built my name in marble so the centuries march on. No god could hold my hunger and no prophecy my chain. Alexander walked this earth and nothing stayed the same. I marched through the kingdoms where no go. My sword cuts through the darkness and my banners blaze below. The mountains of Persia bent their peaks before my feet. I turned 1,000 empires into rubble and defeat. My horse and I are thunder rolling over foreign sand. No border ever held me back from claiming every land. The generals of the east looked in my eyes and dropped that crown. I was not born to stop until the whole world was my town. They said the knot was endless till I drew my blade and cut. They said the east was unconquered till I forced the gate to shut. I named the rivers after me and cities bear my seal. Every stone I ever placed became a monument of steel. From Macedonia's valleys to the edges of the dawn, I built my name in marble so the centuries march on. No god could hold my hunger and no prophecy my chain. Alexander walked this earth and nothing stayed the same. I still see your face in the back of that car. We chased every street, lighting every last star. You laughed at the nothing the way only you could. We burned through the summer the way young people should. When you were young, the whole world was a game. We wrote our own rules and we played without shame. The nights had no ceiling, and neither did we. I'd give anything now just to go back and see. I still see your face in the back of that car. We chased every street, lighting every last star. You laughed at the nothing the way only you could. We burned through the summer the way young people should. When you were young, the whole world was a game. We wrote our own rules and we played without shame. The nights had no ceiling and neither did we. I'd give anything now just to go back and see. You showed me the reckless and I showed you the road. We carried each other when the other one slowed. When you were young, you believed in it all. You never once flinched at the height of the fall. I remember the music you play way too loud. Two kids in the city disappearing in the crowd. We thought it would last in the way young hearts do. When you were young, I was most myself too. Bleed through the fog where the dead armies crawl. My boots crush the silence of civilization's fall. The ravens circle crowns that I have taken from the slain. My veins run cold with conquest and my glory runs with pain. The torches of 1,000 burning cities light my path. No throne was ever holy, that's that survived my aftermath. The gods themselves grew quiet when my shadow crossed the gate. I was not sent by heaven, I was engineered by fate. Aristotle carved my mind like marble, cold and sharp. But something dark was sleeping in the chamber of my heart. I marched beyond the edges where the maps dissolved to black and fed the hungry abyss. Everything along my track, the blood of Darius stained the altar where I knelt. The ghost of every kingdom was a wound I never felt. No oracle could measure what this hunger would become. A profane king ascending till the universe went numb. I bleed through the fog where the dead armies crawl. My boots crush the silence of civilization's fall. The ravens circle crowns that I have taken from the slain. My veins run cold with conquest, and my glory runs with pain. The torches of 1,000 burning cities light my path. No throne was ever holy that survived my aftermath. The gods themselves grew quiet when my shadow crossed the gate. I was not sent by heaven, I was engineered by fate. Aristotle carved my mind like marble, cold and sharp. But something dark was sleeping in the chamber of my heart. I marched beyond the edges where the maps dissolved to black and fed the hungry abyss. Everything along my track, the blood of Darius stained the altar where I knelt. The ghost of every kingdom was a wound I never felt. No oracle could measure what this hunger would become. A profane king ascending till the universe went numb. Close enough to see the cracks in my wall. She wore a smile like armor at the edge of my fall. Her eyes were full of heaven, but her hands told the truth. She fed on my silence like the wolves feed on youth. She turned all my secrets into weapons in her sleep. The city saw us burning in the glow of the night. Two shadows intertwined before she poisoned the light. I kissed the mouth of something that had hunger inside. I called it love and passion when it was somewhere to hide. She showed me her softness, but the beast was below. A beautiful disaster, only I was fool enough to know the smoke rose between us. Every word that she said, I built her a kingdom and she burned it instead. No crown ever warned me what her closeness would cost. I kissed the monster willingly and everything was lost. Enough to see the cracks in my wall. She wore a smile like armor at the edge of my fall. Her eyes were full of heaven, but her hands told the truth. She fed on my silence like the wolves feed on youth. I gave her every corner of the dark that I keep. She turned all my secrets into weapons in her sleep. The city saw us burning in the glow of the night. Two shadows in intertwined before she poisoned the light. I kissed the mouth for something that had hunger inside. I called it love and passion when it was somewhere to hide. She showed me a softness, but the beast was below. A beautiful disaster, only I was a fool enough to know the smoke rose between us. Every word that she said, I built her a kingdom and she burned it instead. No crown ever warned me what a closeness would cost. I kissed the monster willingly and everything was lost. I was never built for peace. I was carved from something colder, something older. I bleed through the fog where the dead empires fall. My boots crush the silence along every broken hall. The ravens circle crowns I pulled from ends of the slain. My veins run cold with conquest and my glory runs with pain. The torches of 1,000 burning cities mark my trail. No throne was ever sacred when I lifted up the veil. The gods themselves grew quiet when my shadow crossed the gate. I was not sent from heaven, I was engineered by fate. I bleed through the fog where the dead armies crawl. My boots crush the silence of civilization's fall. The ravens circle crowns that I have taken from the slain. My veins run cold with conquest and my glory runs with pain. Aristotle carved my mind like marble, cold and sharp. But something dark was sleeping in the chamber of my heart. I marched beyond the edges where the maps dissolved to black and fed the hungry abyss. Everything along my track, the blood of kings now stains the altar where I kneel. The ghost of every kingdom is a wound I cannot feel. No oracle could measure what this hunger would become. A profane king ascending till the universe went numb. I bleed through the fog where the dead armies crawl. My boots crush the silence of civilization's fall. The ravens circle crowns that I have taken from the slain. My veins run cold with conquest and my glory runs with pain. They will carve my name in stone, long after stone forgets. Every city bears my seal, every soul my silhouette. I bleed, I bleed, I bleed through the fog where the dead armies crawl. My boots crush the silence of civilization's fall. The ravens circle crowns that I have taken from the slain. My veins run cold with conquest and my glory runs with pain. The city bears my name, it always will. the strip that night, the neon bled together and I couldn't find the light. The ceiling of the casino turned to water and the sky. I let the city swallow me and didn't question why. The cards were all face down, but I could read everyone. I shook the hand of something underneath the artificial sun. The marble felt like oceans underneath my hollow feet. I kissed the mouth of Vegas and she pulled me to the deep. The hours had no edges and the walls had no end. I watched myself from somewhere that I couldn't comprehend. The crowd was just a painting and the music was a wave. I built a whole cathedral in the middle of a haze. The smoke curled slow like answers I had never thought to find. Las Vegas reached inside me and rearranged my mind. No compass pointed anywhere that I had been before. I kissed the monster willingly and walked back through the door. My name somewhere on the strip that night. The neon bled together and I couldn't find the light. The ceiling of the casino turned to water and the sky. I let the city swallow me and didn't question why. The cards were all face down, but I could read everyone. I shook the hand of something underneath the artificial sun. The marble felt like oceans underneath my hollow feet. I kissed the mouth of Vegas and she pulled me to the deep. The hours had no edges and the walls had no end. I watched myself from somewhere that I couldn't comprehend. The crowd was just a painting and the music was a wave. I built a whole cathedral in the middle of a haze. The smoke curled slow like answers I had never thought to find. Las Vegas reached inside me and rearranged my mind. No compass pointed anywhere that I had been before. I kissed the monster willingly and walked back through the door. I drive through the city where the neon never sleeps. The same streets keep calling me from underneath the deep. A silhouette is painted on every window glass. I circle every block like time refuses to pass. The traffic lights bleed red on the puddles down below. I've been here every night since the winter stole the glow. The city knows my name, it sees me every round. I left but always landed on this same familiar ground. Oh, the empty corners where she used to stand. Cigarettes still burning in my cold and hollow hand. The city never answers, but I ask it every night. Just one more circle round, and maybe something comes to light. Behind the glass, the coffee going cold the way that everything does pass. The waitress stopped asking what it is I'm waiting for. She just pause and watches me stare out at the door. The rain erases footsteps, but it can't erase the pull. The city is a cage and I keep choosing every wall. No map was ever drawn for this kind of loss. No compass points to something when you can't define the cost. I haunt the empty corners where she used to stand. Cigarettes still burning in my cold and hollow hand. The city never answers, but more circle round, then maybe something comes to light. I know she's gone. I know the street is just a street. I know the light means nothing. I drive it anyway. Circle round, and maybe something comes to light. Same corner, same ghost, still here. Still a corner. I woke up in the dark with my hands around my throat. The demons have been drinking from the rivers that I wrote. They wore my face precisely and they spoke in my voice. They built their whole kingdom from my every broken choice. I fed them in the silence when the night had no end. I called them my companions and I called them my friends. The city never sleeps, but neither do the things inside that crouch behind the mirror where the weakest parts hide. I drew my blade against the thing that wore my name. I burned down every altar where I worshipped all my shame. The vices built their temples in the marrow of my bone. They promised me a palace but delivered me a tomb alone. I marched through every craving like a soldier through the rain. I claimed back every corner they had colonized with pain. No demon walks beside me without paying what it costs. I am both the battlefield and everything it lost. I woke up in the dark with my hands around my throat. The demons have been drinking from the rivers that I wrote. They wore my face precisely and they spoke in my voice. They built their whole kingdom from my every broken choice. I fed them in the silence when the night had no end. I called them my companions and I called them my friends. The city never sleeps, but neither do the things inside that crouch behind the mirror where the weakest parts hide. I drew my blade against the thing that wore my name. I burned down every altar where I worshipped all my shame. The vices built their temples in the marrow of my bone. They promised me a palace but delivered me a tomb alone. I marched through every craving like a soldier through the rain. I claimed back every corner they had colonized with pain. No demon walks beside me without paying what it cost. I am both the battlefield and everything it lost. I didn't ask to feel this much. Nobody warned me. I grew up staring at a crack along the wall, counting all the reasons I was destined for the fall. The mirror showed a stranger every morning in the light. I learned to wear a face that got me safely through the night. The guitar played itself inside the walls of my chest, a sound too loud for silence and too tired for rest. Nobody taught me how carry what I feel. Nobody said the darkness was this heavy and this real. It lives under my skin like a splinter in the bone, grows louder in the places where I always feel alone. The shadow follows closer when I try to walk away. Under my skin, and it's been there since the very first day. The hallway smelled like tension and the classroom smelled like fear. I smiled at all the right times so that nobody came near. I built a wall of silence out of everything unsaid, and filled the empty corners with the noise inside my head. The guitar kept on playing through the crack inside the wall, a broken kind of beautiful before the final fall. No map was drawn for this, no teacher named this pain. Just a kid inside the dark, learning how to breathe again. It lives under my skin like a splinter in the bone, grows louder in the places where I always feel alone. The shadow follows closer when I try to walk away. Under my skin, and it's been there since the very first day. Dark isn't the enemy. Maybe it's just where I live, until the light gets brave enough to come looking. It lives under my skin like a splinter in the bone, grows louder in the places where I always feel alone.
I swallowed every shadow that I ever called my own. I climbed down past the bedrock, past the marrow, past the bone. The lowest point had no floor, and the darkness had no name. I went there not to perish, but to hunt the thing I became. I carried every version of the evil that I fed, every promise that I poisoned, every word I left for dead. The descent was not a falling, it was chosen, and it was cold. A king who walks to ruin, to reclaim what darkness stole. I found it in the hollow where I buried all my sin, where in every face I feared and every face had been my twin. I did not beg for mercy, and I did not close my eyes. I stood inside the deepest dark and watched the monster die. I burned the throne of everything that fed upon my weak. I swallowed all the poison so it never again could speak. No heaven sent an army, and no legend marks the ground. Just a man who went to hell alone and dragged himself back out. swallowed every shadow that I ever called my own. I climbed down past the bedrock, past the marrow, past the bone. The lowest point had no floor, and the darkness had no name. I went there not to perish, but to hunt the thing I became. I carried every version of the evil that I fed, every promise that I poisoned, every word I left for dead. The descent was not a fallen, it was chosen and it was cold. A king who walks to ruin to reclaim what darkness stole. I found it in the hollow where I buried all my sin, where in every face I feared, in every face had been my twin. I did not beg for mercy and I did not close my eyes. I stood inside the deepest dark and watched the monster die. I burned the throne of everything that fed on my weak. I swallowed all the poison so it never again could speak. No heaven sent an army and no legend marks the ground. Just a man who went to hell alone and dragged himself back out. 17 felt like a life sentence in a city that don't do parole. We used to stand outside the liquor store till 10, passing the same cigarette and passing it again. Nobody had a plan, but everybody had a face, carved from all the things we swallowed just to hold our place. The saxophone was bleeding through the bar across the street. The only honest thing I heard above the cold concrete. We laughed at all the wrong times, we cried at none. We were already old before we barely just begun. Small and 17, the corner and the cold. We were children wearing faces, 50 years too old. The city never loved us, but we loved it anyway. Smoking 17, I left, but it never went away. The girls at summer carried secrets in their eyes. We were too young to read them and too proud to ask them why. I kissed the edge of something that I still can't fully name. Walked home alone at 3 a.m. and never felt the same. The sax kept playing something from a world just out of reach. A sound for all the things that live too deep inside for speech. You don't forget that corner, you just learn to walk around it. The damage isn't loud, it just lives right where you found it. Small and 17, the corner and the cold. We were children wearing faces, 50 years too old. The city never loved us, but we loved it anyway. Smoking 17, I left, but it never went away. I drove past that corner last year. It looked smaller than I remember it. Everything does, except what it did to me. Small and 17, the corner and the cold.
place that matters. In here.
Rise from the rubble where the fallen used to sleep. I crossed the river backwards through the promises I keep. The wolves of my past life have gone quiet in their den. I sealed every entrance so they never breathe again. The road carved through my ribcage in the years I can't reclaim, but every scar is architecture, every wound became a frame. I walk the floor of oceans where the drowned ambitions lay, and pulled the best of what I was from everything that decayed. The mirror shows a stranger, but the stranger knows my name. The version that went under is not equal to the one that came. I stripped the rust from everything that failure left behind, and built a sharper weapon from the wreckage of my mind. No altar holds my history, no scripture holds my debt. I am the sum of fires that have not consumed me yet. The ground remembers pressure, but the pressure made me stone. A man who touched the bottom and refused to die alone. I rise from the rubble where the fallen used to sleep. I cross the river backwards through the promises I keep. The wolves of my past life have gone quiet in their den. I sealed every entrance so they never breathe again. The road carved through my ribcage in the years I can't reclaim, but every scar is architecture, every wound became a frame. I walk the floor of oceans where the drowned ambitions lay, and pulled the best of what I was from everything that decayed. The mirror shows a stranger, but the stranger knows my name. The version that went under is not equal to the one that came. I stripped the rust from everything that failure left behind, and built a sharper weapon from the wreckage of my mind. No altar holds my history, no scripture holds my debt. I am the sum of fires that have not consumed me yet. The ground remembers pressure, but the pressure made me stone. A man who touched the bottom and refused to die alone. The last time I felt light, just that one day. I didn't anymore. I used to run through hallways like the world had no walls. Now I measure every room before I answer any calls. The ceiling of my childhood got replaced with something low. A sky that stopped expanding somewhere I didn't know. The flute was in my mother's voice, reading me to sleep. A frequency I traded for the silence I now keep. walls I built with paper, but they held me just the same. Everything that sheltered me eventually became a cage. Paper walls, I decorated them with everything I feared. Paper walls, I lived inside them till the outside disappeared. The flute plays what I used to be before the way began. Paper walls built by a child, inherited by a man. I folded all my wonder into something small and safe, and filed it somewhere deep behind a more acceptable face. The questions that I carried as a kid got heavy fast. Nobody warned me growing up means burying your past. The flute kept playing softly in the basement of my chest, a sound I only hear now when I finally let it rest. I know exactly when it changed, I just can't find the day. That's the coolest part of growing up, it quietly walks away. Paper walls, I decorated them with everything I feared. Paper walls, I lived inside them till the outside disappeared. The flute plays what I used to be before the wait began. Paper walls built by a child, inherited by a man. Somewhere under all of this, that kid is still there, still running through hallways, still thinking the sky has no ceiling. I'm trying to find my way back to him. Paper walls, paper walls, still standing somehow. I sit inside the quiet where the emptiness is loud, a single figure drowning in an ordinary crowd. The dreams arrive like warnings from a place I cannot name. Each morning I wake colder and each night returns the same. The shadows on the ceiling know the shape of all my fear. They trace the same familiar map of everything I bear. I built my life in silence and I furnished it with pain, a room nobody enters and nobody leaves again. The loneliness is texture like a cold and heavy coat. I wear it every season and I carry it by road. The nightmares speak a language that my waking self won't know. They show me all the versions of a man dying alone. The sadness has no bottom and the fear has no address. It lives inside the ribcage like a permanent house guest. No sunrise ever promised me the dark would lift its hand. I learned to sleep inside it cause it's all I understand. And no name, Nobody sees the weight of it, nobody feels the same. I reach across the darkness for a hand that isn't there, and pull back only emptiness and cold and open air. The dreams come back like clockwork, put their teeth against my neck. I wake up in the ruins of whatever sleep is left. No morning ever cures it, and no night completes the grief. Just hollow after hollow with no promise of relief. I speak two languages and feel at home in none. I carry ancient blood beneath the cold and modern sun. The elders call my name like I belong to what they built. The city calls me different and I wear it like a guilt. The out was in my grandmother's hands before I had a name. A frequency that found me and reminded me I came from something older, deeper than the pavement in the cold. A desert in my bloodline stretching back along a road. Two prayers pulling opposite, two skies above my head. I grew up in the silence between everything unsaid. Desert of the mind, where the ancient meets the cold. Every scar is fresh, but every wound is centuries old. I walk between two worlds, with no ground beneath my feet. Desert of the mind is the only place where both of me can meet. I learned the codes which early, like survival, always taught to read the room and reshape everything I wasn't brought. At home I was the modern one, outside I was the strange. I perfected the translation and forgot there was a range. The out kept playing circles in the marrow of my bones, a map to somewhere real beneath the borrowed faces in the phones. My name sounds different every time a different world speaks it, like I am the translation and nobody ever gets it. I stopped asking where I'm from, the answer's too expensive. The real reply lives somewhere too honest and too extensive. Desert of the mind, where the ancient meets the cold. Every scar is fresh, but every wound is centuries old. I walk between two worlds, with no ground beneath my feet. Desert of the mind is the only place where both of me can meet. Maybe I'm not lost between two worlds. Maybe I'm the bridge. Maybe that's not a curse. Maybe nobody told me, because nobody had done it yet. Desert of the mind, where the ancient meets the cold. Oh, I drift like the fog, no echo, no trace. Ghost in the alleys, cold wind on my face. Town never rests, but it freezes when I'm near. Smoke in my bloodline and steel in my stare. Rivals talk softly, but they scatter when I'm close. Dread fills the room like the weight of a ghost. Concrete got laws engraved deep in the bone. I carry the burden of a man walking alone. Loyalty's a blade that cuts both ways clean. Allies become devils chasing gold in the dream. Witness the darkness, the wounds in the war. Empire was forged on the dirt and the scar. Ash cloud surrounds me when I walk through the flame. Ice in my heart beating, hunger in my veins. No jewels on my head, but the throne lives inside. Darkness surrounds me, but the power won't hide. I drift like the fog, no echo, no trace. Ghost in the alleys, cold wind on my face. Town never rests, but it freezes when I'm near. Smoke in my bloodline and still in my stare. Rivals talk softly, but they scatter when I'm close. Dread fills the room like the weight of a ghost. Concrete got laws engraved deep in the bone. I carry the burden of a man walking alone. Loyalty's a blade that cuts both ways clean. Allies become devils chasing gold in a dream. Witness the darkness, the wounds in the war. Empire was forged on the dirt and the scar. Ash cloud surrounds me when I walk through the flame. Ice in my heart beating, hunger in my veins. No jewels on my head, but the throne lives inside. Darkness surrounds me, but the power won't hide.
I learned what sadness looked like before I felt it. That's not normal. I didn't know that then. Channel 1 showed me how to cry. Channel 2 showed me how to fight. Channel 3 showed me what love looked like from a safe and comfortable distance. I took notes. I got very good at performing what I had never actually felt. The synth kept cycling, the same 4 notes, going nowhere. Like me. I consumed 10,000 stories that belonged to other people and called it living. The screen was always warmer than the room I was sitting in, than the people sitting next to me, than anything I could have touched. If I had tried. Nobody told me that a diet of images leaves you fluent in emotion and completely unable to actually have one. I could describe heartbreak in 17 different ways. I had never been heartbroken. I just had very good references. The first time something real happened to me, I didn't know what to do with it. It didn't have a soundtrack. It
It didn't cut away at the right moment, it just kept going. And I kept waiting for the scene to end. It didn't end. That's when I understood. I had been watching my whole life from the other side of a screen that I had built myself out of every glowing rectangle. I had ever loved more than a person. Turn it off. I keep saying that. I never do. The static is the only thing that feels like silence anymore. Nothing, 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 nothing. Adrift among the wreckage of 1,000 sunken ships. The salt has carved its signature across my cracking lips. The current pulls direction from the compass long ago and carries what remains of me to somewhere I don't know. The horizon keeps its distance like a promise made of air. Each wave erases footprints proving nobody was there. The ocean has no memory of faces that it claimed, just endless blue indifference and a surface without name. The depth beneath my floating holds a universe of cold, where pressure crushes everything, including growing old. The creatures in the fathoms never surface into light. They perfected their existence in the permanence of night. Exhaustion threads its fingers through the muscles and the will, and gravity persuades the body everything is still. The sky above delivers neither answers nor a sign, just the vast and brutal beauty of a world that isn't mine, 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 mine. The thirst arrives in layers that the saltwater compounds. The silence has a frequency that swallows all its sounds. Each passing hour narrows what the mind considers real, and widens all the territory numbers cannot feel. The stars emerge like punctures in the fabric of the black, illuminating nothing of the road that leads me back. The body asks its questions and the water offers none, just the slow rotation of the earth beneath the distant sun. The dreaming and the waking share the same dissolving edge, and everything familiar crumbles off a nameless ledge. The memories of shelter feel invented and unclear, as distance swallows evidence that anything was near. No rescue writes its chapter in the story of this drift. No hand descends from anywhere to offer any gift, just the open water and the mathematics of a lonely man becoming ocean, far from anything called home. never told me what broke him. But I have his hands, and they already know. I watched him swallow everything with the discipline of a man who was never given permission to put it down. I learned that discipline before I learned my own name, before I understood that discipline and damage are not the same thing. The hang drum rang between us, every dinner table silence, every almost conversation, every door that closed on something that needed air. I am not my father, I say that the way people say things. They are still deciding whether to believe. Cold inheritance, nobody signs for it, nobody asks if you want it. It just arrives in the way you hold your jaw when something goes wrong, in the way you go quiet when you should speak, in the way you recognize its silence, because it lives in your own chest. Cold inheritance, already unpacked, already home. My grandfather broke something in my father. My father didn't know what to do with the pieces, so he carried them quietly for 40 years. And I watched and I learned that carrying quietly is what the men in this family call being fine. The two hang drums are played together now, two tunings, same root, same unspoken thing, passing between them like it always had. The chain is old, the chain is heavy, the chain does not care how aware of it you are. Awareness is not the same as being free. Cold inheritance, nobody signs for it, nobody asks if you want it. It just arrives in the way you hold your jaw when something goes wrong, in the way you go quiet when you should speak. Cold inheritance, already unpacked, already home. I put it down today, right here, on this floor. I don't know if it stays down, but today, I put it down. It ends here, with me. That's enough. harvest used to stand. The season turned to cinder and the cinder turned to sand. The scarecrow lost his purpose when the crow stopped being afraid. And everything I cultivated rotted in the shade. The soil holds the memory of everything that grew before the frost descended. And the frost was something I knew. I planted in the darkness, hoping daylight would arrive. But darkness has a patience that outlasts the will to survive. Frozen ground. I kept in pockets through the worst of every year. Survived the killing weather but refused to disappear. The hands that broke the surface are the hands that built this grief. And only those same hands can coax the soil toward relief. The morning asks no questions of the farmer or the field. It simply offers light again regardless of the yield. The stubborn and the broken share the same returning sun. A burning barren territory waiting to be won. The roots beneath the burning hold the knowledge underground that everything demolished is not permanently down. The ash enriches quietly the bed where nothing grows, and feeds the next beginning that the burn field never knows. No witness marks the turning of the devastated earth. No celebration greets the slow and unremarkable rebirth. Just the field remembering what green felt like before, and pressing through the surface just to feel it once more.
Acaba comigo.
I like the way you move it, but I need a different grip. Tonight my dick's a paddle and you're gonna take a trip. Stop talking with your mouth, girl, use the other one below. Get on your knees and treat my shit like it's a battle.
You wanna play?
Alright then.
But don't beg me when I win. My thong is fucking soaking, yeah, the whole thing's caving in. You think you run this bedroom, boy, you barely run your mouth. I'll ride you till you speak Portuguese and curse your southern route.
I've seen a lot of pussy, but yours ain't no fantasy. I'd rather close my eyes and call her Mia Khalifa. She knows how to take a beating. She don't cry, she don't complain. You're just a warm container. I'll replace you all the same.
Mia Khalifa, cute boy, but her caliphate is fake. The only throne of pleasure is the mess between my legs.
Make no mistake,
You want a fucking caliph?
I'm the ruler of this bed. Now bow down to the sultanate and eat this cookie red. John.
É aqui mesmo. Acaba comigo.
You talk a lot of shit for someone choking on demand. I'll grab your neck and pull those hips until you understand. My thumb is in your ass, now arch your back and take the rest. You want it dirty? Baby, this is me at my B.
You call that dirty? Please, I've had toys with more respect. You're pounding like a Honda while I'm built for a Corvette. I'll squeeze you till you see your grandma crying in the light, then push you out and finish what I start with my own hand.
Good night. I'll flip you like a pancake, make you worship every inch. You'll taste yourself on my mustache and beg me not to flinch. I'll write my name inside you with a leather-bound command. By morning you'll be walking like a filly through the sand.
Write your name, you need a stencil, baby. This is art. I'll milk you till your soul regrets the day it met my heart. You came here for a woman, but you're leaving as a stain. Now clean the mess you made, boy.
And I'll never call again.
É aqui mesmo. Acaba comigo.
Now get the fuck out. They told me to calm down. My whole life, nobody ever asked what I was protecting. Broke things I love because nobody taught me that the fire inside was not the enemy. It was the alarm. Something was wrong, and my body knew it before my mind had the vocabulary. The resonance lived underneath my ribs every time I swallowed something that deserved to be spoken, which was most of the time, which was almost always. They gave me detention for the symptoms. Nobody investigated the cause. That's not education, that's just noise management. Wolves inside my chest, running every night. Not because they're evil, because nobody taught them it was safe to stop. I spent 20 years calling them my worst quality. Turns out they were just a part of me that refused to disappear. The classroom had no room for what I was carrying, so I carried it sideways into the wrong rooms, the wrong fights, the wrong people who recognized the wolves immediately because they had their own, and we spent years mistaking that recognition for love. The wolves were never the problem. The silence around them was. An animal in a sealed room will tear through anything just to breathe. I stopped fighting them. The day I realized they had been fighting for me this whole time. Wolves inside, still running, but I run with them now, not from them. That's the only difference. That's everything. place where I crawl through the darkness like a scar on the skin. No noise in my footsteps, no trace where I've been. Roads bow in silence when my shadow draws near. Iron in my bloodstream and the knife in my gear. Foes keep their distance, but they feel when I'm close. Frost fills the corridor wherever I go most. Asphalt holds memories engraved in its veins. I walk with the burden of a soul full of chains. Deception wears friendship like a coat in the cold. Comrades become vultures when the story gets old. Swallowed all the venom, the ashes, the grief. Raised up the empire on a crumbling belief. White smoke behind me, every corner I turn. Flint in my heartbeat with a wound that won't burn. No silver on my wrist, but the throne knows my name. Silence wraps around me, but the hunger remains. I crawl through the darkness like a scar on the skin. No noise in my footsteps, no trace where I've been. Roads bow in silence when my shadow draws near. Iron in my bloodstream and the knife in my gear. Foes keep their distance, but they feel when I'm close. Frost fills the corridor wherever I go most. Asphalt holds memories engraved in its veins. I walk with the burden of a soul full of chains. Deception wears friendship like a coat in the cold. Comrades become vultures when the story gets old. Swallowed all the venom, the ashes, the grief. Raised up the empire on a crumbling belief. White smoke behind me, every corner I turn. Flint in my heartbeat, but the wound that won't burn. No silver on my wrist, but the throne knows my name. Silence wraps around me, but the hunger remains. What to do with the dark. So we learned to live in it. We grew up in the spaces between what was said and what was meant. Between the door slamming and the silence after. Between the version of ourselves we showed at school and the one that came home and sat in the corner and didn't speak. We built whole languages out of looks across the hallway. A vocabulary only the scared understand. Only the ones who learned early that the world is louder than it is safe. Nobody handed us a map for the specific dark we lived in. So we drew our own in the margins of everything else. Shadow him for the ones who never had the word. Shadow him for the fear that nobody ever heard. We made something holy out of everything that broke us. We are still here, singing in a frequency only the survivors recognize. Shadow him, ours. The adults in the room were fighting their own shadows. We understood that later with the complicated mercy of people who also grew up and found their own darkness, waiting patient as a stone. We don't blame them anymore, we just wish someone had said, it's
It's okay to be afraid, it's okay to not be okay. 3 words would have changed everything for some of us. Those 3 words would have been the difference. We built our own shelter from the wreckage they left. We called it growing up. It was more than that, it was survival disguised as growing up. Shadow him for the ones who never had the words. Shadow him for the fear that nobody ever heard. We made something holy out of everything that broke us. We are still here. Shadow him, ours. We're not what happened to us. We are what we built in the dark, from the pieces, while nobody was watching. That's not a small thing. That's everything. Nobody hears it, especially if nobody hears it.
I should not still be here. I am. That's the whole story. Everything else is detail. I walked through the kind of years that don't get talked about at dinner, the kind that leave marks in places clothes cover. I learned to measure success differently than everyone around me. For a long time, success meant getting to the next morning. That's it. That was the whole ambition. And some mornings, that was genuinely hard to achieve. Nobody celebrates the ones who simply didn't quit. No trophy for surviving, just another day of it. Last light in the window, nobody knows it's still on. Last voice in the silence, so deep it became its own song. I am not a comeback story, I am not the inspiring kind. I am just the one who stayed when leaving would have been easier. Last light, still burning, no reason, just burning. The people who were supposed to catch me had their own falling to manage. I don't say that with anger anymore, just with the specific sadness of understanding too late that broken people make broken nets, and everybody falls through eventually. The question is just what you land on. I landed on myself, which was not much at the time, but it was something. It was enough. I'm not asking to be seen, I'm not asking to be known. I'm asking for nothing, I made it on my own. Last light in the window, nobody knows it's still on. Last voice in the silence, so deep it became its own song. I am not a comeback story, I am not the inspiring kind. I am just the one who stayed. Last light, still burning. This is what surviving sounds like. Not a roar, not a triumph. Just breathing. Just here. Just this.